Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Yambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanam mrutyurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Yambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanam mrutyurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Yambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanam mrutyurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Sahanavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviyam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyoma Mrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Good evening. Another rainless day. Another rainless day. So please see page number 102. The second quote in the page. India will be raised not with the power of the flesh, but with the power of the spirit. Not with the flag of destruction, but with the flag of peace and love. Power of the flesh, power of the spirit. What is power of the flesh? Using weapons to achieve one's objectives or ends is using the power of the flesh. Power of the spirit is using peaceful means to achieve one's objectives or goals. In the recent history, we have Mahatma Gandhi, Hmm? Do you agree with Mahatma Gandhi's that ideal of non-violence, all of you, young people? Gandhi is an enigmatic personality. He has as many enemies as friends. As many people who like him and as so many who dislike him also. Very enigmatic personality. Fine. For young people in general, like, that kind of means, the means that Mahatma Gandhi had adopted to achieve independence for India appears to be a weak means. Even many fellow freedom fighters thought actually, if you beg British, you leave, will they leave? No. You have to armed struggle, like Subhash Chandra Bose. You must revolt against them and we should push them out of our country by force. But Mahatma Gandhi was not in favor of such means. He said India alone has the capacity to show this path of peace and non-violence to the rest of the world. There is no other country in the world which understands this as much as we Indians understand, because we're all the descendants of sages, rishis, munis. Violence cannot be the means for achieving any objective, even for political goals to achieve. For whom, for whose sake you are asking freedom? If people themselves are killed or died in the battlefield, right? Okay, we need political freedom. We need independence. We need independence means people need independence. If you go for a war, if you go for violent means, there will be a lot of bloodshed. Many people would get killed. And for whose sake you are seeking freedom? So you must explore all the means to avoid a war. War is savagery. War is unjust. There's nothing like a just war. All wars are unjust. Today you just see a lot of this warmongering is there in the world. Already the two countries are fighting. Hmm? In East Asia also now, there's a lot of provocation. The geopolitical developments, the latest geopolitical developments, if you see, if you witness, there's a lot of warmongering around. Many countries have piled up huge stocks of arms. And now the desire to use that arm will always be there. That is the danger. It's not easy to resist the temptation. If I have more weapons than you have, if you irritate me, I use my weapons against you. And I want to prove that I am stronger than you. And I ought to survive, you ought to get destroyed. No, no, no. As a species, we are all one, right? It's one human species inhabiting one earth. But we have divided ourselves among so many things. We so intensely identify with the race, nationality, language, region, and so many things. And we identify, we separate ourselves from each other. And then we fight, we quarrel. How many wars we have fought in the last 70 years? You just see. Second World War, Korean War, Vietnam War, Iran-Iraq War, and so many civil wars. Not wars between countries. Within the country, so many civil wars. Syria, the last 10 years they have fought. 5 lakh people died. Nearly 3 million people got displaced. We just see the amount of suffering that happens to people when there is a war. We all should feel happy. We don't understand the value of peace and importance of peace as long as we enjoy it. Only when you are out of it, when you are in a war zone, you understand. Then immediate longing will be peace. Let peace be restored, peace be restored, peace be restored. The former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, said one thing: it is easy to ignite a war, but it is difficult to stop it. You can ignite a war, but it's not easy to stop it. So you must make all out effort to prevent that the war doesn't happen. Once it is ignited, it's very difficult to control it, to stop it. India actually has been giving this message of peace for centuries to the rest of the world. Jesus said one thing in Bible: blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. India has produced so many such sons. Mahatma Gandhi is the latest. Ayam bandhuhu, ayam nasti, ganana laguchetasam, udayacharitanam tu vasudaiva kutumbakam. Okay, this is my friend, this is my relative, the other is not. Who will say this? Gananam laguchetasam. Only small-minded people will say this. Udaracharitanam tu. For the large-hearted, for the broad-minded people, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakamu. World is one family. This idea that the world is one family, that we are all one species, we are all one humanity, we have to preach to the entire mankind. You may differ from me, your nation, you may belong to a different nation, I may belong to a different nation. We should not take these geographical boundaries too seriously. The person living the other side of the border is also a human being. We should not forget that. Just as you have the right to live, the other person also has the right to live. You must respect his right to live, even at the cost of your own life. That's how actually we have conducted over the years, over the centuries in this country. You know, during his exile, when Rama was in forest, once he happened to visit that Sutikshna Maharshi's ashrama. So he went into the ashrama. In the ashrama, there were so many deer. Rama was searching for a suitable place for him to stay, along with his wife Sita and brother Lakshmana. So he asked that Maharshi, I've been in search of a suitable place. I want to build a small kutia, small hut, and live along with my wife and brother. The Sutikshna Maharshi asks Rama, you just stay in my own ashrama. Why should you build a separate hut for that, kutia, hermitage? You be in my ashrama. Rama says, but Rama says, no, I fear the Kshatriya blood in me may get better of me. The Kshatriya blood in me may overpower me. I may kill one or two deer here and desecrate this holy place. I don't want to do that. That's why I want to go and stay some other place. A person like Rama says that I don't know how long I will be able to resist this temptation to use this weapon. He was carrying the bow and arrows in his quiver. A person like Rama. But we think actually we have that much of strength. We don't have. Today, all the countries put together in the world, they're spending $1.8 trillion on arms and weapons. $1.8 trillion. $1,800 billion per annum. All the countries put together. That much actually we are spending on defense. Everybody fears the other human being living across the border. Why should it be like this? Why can't we preach this message? Why can't we give this message? The world is one family. World is one family. World is one family. Then the insecurity is removed. Then you don't have to spend so much on defense, right? That money can be better utilized. It can be used to eradicate poverty, to create jobs. So much can be done. Thank you. Nice evening.